everybody, and this is the Retro Bear back once again in the gaming pantry for a set of video pickups and some shout-outs. Video pickups, video game pickups. That's exactly what I was talking about. I should have said, I've already done this 4 times already, and to be honest with you, I can't be bothered to start again. We are here in the gaming pantry, as always. Thank you very much indeed for being here. If it's the first time you've popped by, thank you very much indeed for doing so. Hope you like what you see. If you do, the subscribe, like, comment and bell notification icons are all waiting for you to click on and approve. If you're a returning viewer, thanks once again for your continued support, devotion and dedication. You all require medals. It's been rather quiet around here of late. We are in the gaming pantry, which is looking as cramped as ever. And we have a game on the background. Yeah, we didn't have one last time, did we? Because I did a video from a slightly different area of the Bear Complex. So we're actually got on the back here Super Smash Bros, which is perfectly timed because it appears in the background. This is running off the Wii, not the N64. This is the N64 version for those of you who don't know it. It's running off the Wii, which if you saw my last pickups video, you'll know the story behind that. This was one of the games that was actually loaded onto there. I've only played one of these in a series. That was the GameCube version, and I didn't particularly like it. So I haven't actually got a physical copy of this now, unless... the only physical copy I've got now is the one for the Wii U, which I was sent by Dad and Lads Gaming a few weeks back. I don't own a physical copy of it anyway. Right, so what are we doing pickups? Yeah, I was remarking in my last pickups video, and this is quite funny because this one's falling reasonably quickly after that one, which is very unusual for me because I'm trying to sort of spread them out and sort of do 2 a month, but I've got stuff here, and as I'm going back to work next week after 2 weeks off, I'm just trying to get this done, sort of done and out the way, and then hopefully, if anything crops up in the meantime, I can get another video before the end of the month, and it'll take care of that, you see. So there are some other things I want to do, but I'm digressing. Yeah, so I've been moaning in my last video the fact that I'd sort of been out and picked up 5 things, of which 2 of those I'd already ordered via Amazon and eBay, and I knew what they were anyway. It sort of defies the point, pickups is going out and finding stuff. But again, I've been moaning this on the podcast as well. It just doesn't seem to be anything out there. I don't feel entirely 100% safe doing this, which is really weird because I should feel safe by now, but I don't. So I went out again on the 27th of July, nothing. 29th of July, nothing. And then I arranged with my good friend RetroKit, or as he's more commonly known, John. He's christened John, yes. We agreed to go to our local independent video game store here in our part of the world, called Vintage Gamer. Some of you know what I'm talking about, some of you won't, but I will put a description to their Facebook page below. Now, I've mentioned Vintage Gamer on here a couple of times before because I've never bought anything from there, and one of my bugbears is, I don't mean to slight this in any way, shape or form against, how it is, compared to, considering what they've got in there. A lot of the stuff doesn't have prices on it, and when you're trying to go a game on a budget, it's very difficult to walk around and sort of say, well, what do I buy sort of thing. But I appreciate with the complete, thousands of games they've got in that store. And it's a very, very small store as well. They've got all sorts, all generations. They've got boxes everywhere, plastic containers everywhere. You can rummage through things. I mean, when we went in there, we walked through to one of the back rooms. They've got a pile of Amiga games, all in the original boxes, PC stuff. You got 64, Spectrum, Amstrad stuff. You got loose Amiga discs. You got box peripherals, box consoles. Thousands of games everywhere, and not just one of each. They were like duplicate titles of, and I'll go through that when I sort of explain it here. I can see why they can't price everything, because you just go around. They couldn't alphabetise it. I mean, to be honest with you, it would give me an absolute headache to try and do something like that, just keep everything in order. And I got so much of it, it's all sort of doubled on each other. So you got like a shelf, with the games there behind. There'd be another row behind that, so you'd have to sort of take stuff off and go through it, and all sorts of different conditions, some not good conditions, some with manuals, some if you're looking at, again, I'll talk about stuff in a minute, bits missing off it, we spent about 2 hours in there, and to be honest with you, probably could have spent a bit longer, but it was because it was the hottest day of the year, the 3rd hottest day ever in the history of ever. We decided to go and do these sort of things, and you're wearing one of them flipping protective masks as well. It wasn't the easiest thing to do because it's obviously not, the premises I think used to be all houses and these old sort of style buildings, and there's no air conditioning or anything in there like that, so you've got to keep the door open to the street. There's just no air. So although it's not very big and you weren't, not a massive place to walk around and whatever, it was very warm in there. But I mean, honestly, they got stuff in there I'd never seen before. There was a motion control for the N64. I'd never seen one of those. It was a peripheral that was sold on its own. I think it was a third party job, like not an official Nintendo thing. But they got Japanese games in there, American games in there, games from pretty much every computer and console that has ever existed, right up to modern day stuff as well. What else was they also got? Oh yeah, we walked into this one room with all the games in it, and there was like on the floor in the middle a Radio Shack branded TRS-80 just on the floor with you've got the little computer monitor on it, the disk drive at the side, all part of one unit, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I really want to say thanks very much to the guys who were in there yesterday who sort of helped me and John, which was Friday the 31st of July. I know it's technically, I'm filming this in August, I'm calling it a July, it's a July pick-up, but it's in August, but my channel, my rules. And they were incredibly, really helpful. And yeah, I think I got a good enough deal here. But the thing was, and this is why my bugbear on it, if you're trying to game on a budget, it's very difficult to walk in somewhere like that and know exactly what you want to pay for stuff. Because if you go in there and start pulling out all these games, all sorts in there, cheap filler titles, fodder, the expensive stuff, the really expensive stuff, the box stuff in varying conditions, to crackingly top range, down to the sort of the battered cardboard boxes, plastic cases with the hangers missing off them, or tear or repair or some staining on the cover, or to the more immaculately well groomed ones. Yeah, just all sorts in there. PlayStation 1 with perfect cases, PlayStation 1 with cracked cases, Dreamcast exactly the same, Saturn in various sort of states of quality, down to the sort of falling apart when you just look at them. Yeah, and I'm pretty, and they will just give you a, you'll sort of pick some stuff up and they'll give you a price. And the great thing about it is you can sort of haggle and try and, a bit of flexibility. The key premise is the more you buy, the more you'll save. So they try and do you a good deal. And if you check John's video, which went up today, I'll put a link to John's channel in the below. I think he got a good deal on what he got. And I don't know, I think I probably got around about this. I got a deal I was happy with, because I was thinking around about the price that they told me. Well, they gave me a price, and then we haggled, and they gave me a price which I thought was around about what I wanted to pay on it. So whether you think it's a good deal or not, I'll let you have it, but we'll see how we get on. And John also gave me some stuff as well, so I think what we'll do is give the stuff that he's given me props again, because he did say he got a few things for me, so most people seem to just give stuff to me. What was really interesting about what yesterday as well was that is the first time since I've been on YouTube, in fact ever, since I was at school years ago, looking at going to the shops on a Saturday and looking at computer games. First time I've actually been on a game hunt with anybody. The last time I did anything like this and met other YouTubers was Birmingham Game Market last July. So this was the first time I've ever been out with anybody doing this sort of thing. So that was quite fun as well. A bit of a watershed. And John said, "Oh yeah, I've got some stuff for you." I gave one of my wrestling tapes. If you saw my wrestling collection third part, there's one of the tapes on there, Smack 'em Whack 'em, which he said he wanted to watch. I said, "Well, you might as well have it because." It's only sitting in the box of mine. You're very welcome to it. At which point Mrs. Bear said, "Is he interested in all the other ones that he got? Because we don't want them in here." Any excuse to move them on. No, but that's why I gave him one of those, and he gave me some games, which was great. And I hope he doesn't take offence when I say, there's, this is sort of fairly sort of common, but there's some nice stuff in here as well. And I don't mean it in a way this is all sort of rubbish stuff, but this is stuff that John had gone through his collection and said, I've got these, or doubles, or you're very welcome to them. So I'm more than grateful for something like that. I have been through, and there are a couple of these I've got, and I haven't told him yet, but he'll find out near enough. So he's given me on the 360 Gears of War 2. But again, it's a very nice copy of Gears of War 2, and I think what I may do, we've all seen inside, haven't we? Again, is just see what my copy's like. I've got the limited edition with the steelbook set and all that to go with it, so I'll just see what my copy's like inside. I mean, if that's better, I shall keep that and move mine one and out to doubles. And there's also Gears of War 3 as well. And there we go. So Gears of War 3. I mean, these aren't, there's no sort of trade value or anything like that, so I will just keep them here. If anybody wants a copy, I'll just give me a shout. I'm more than happy to move them on. If not, I'll put them into a charity shop. It's the best way to do it. Also, as well, I was quite excited to get this one, Dark Void. Why am I quite excited to get this one? It's not a particularly expensive game. Well, it isn't, but I didn't realise it was a Capcom game. I just got very excited because I was going through my games list, and I got a game called Dark, which is completely different to Dark Void. So I thought I got it, but no, I hadn't. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a go. So thank you for that, John. That's brilliant. I haven't got that one. That's great. Now, what else did he give me? I was looking at a game in there, and he said, sort of look at this box on the counter, and he's like, I was going, oh, quite like the look of that. And he says, don't buy it. I said, well, why not? He said, well, you might get it as a gift. Right, okay. Strange thing to say. Of course, I completely forgot about this. And of course, about 5 minutes later, his daughter arrives with the box that he was going to bring me. So what I was looking at was this, which you may or may not recognise as I think it's Seen It movies buzzer game. I haven't got the slipcase with it. That sort of gives you an idea of the thing that. But I love stuff like this. The one I was looking at has got the slipcase on it in the shop. But I was like, oh wow, this is great, because this is the sort of game that I will play. Why is it the sort of game I'll play? Because I like trivia. Surprise, surprise. I'm a big fan of sort of movies and games and things like that. So there's bits in there. I think I haven't quite got it out yet. I haven't worked out how to open it. Oh, it hasn't been opened, has it? I don't know. Anyway, all the kit's in there anyway. No joking apart. So I'm going to enjoy playing that, because I've never played that before. I've seen it many times, but I'll enjoy picking that up and having a go with that. And Mrs. Bear hates these sort of games, so she's not going to play on it. Well, she might do if I can twist her arm to have a go. But yeah, that's great. So I was really chuffed to get that. That's going to go, I have absolutely no idea where, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? And I was absolutely chuffed to get this. It's a bit of a beaten up copy, but it's Crystal Castles on the 2600. Now, we've never seen a 2600 game on this channel other than the two I've shown off, which I've got, which are Combat and Space Invaders. But this one I actually remember playing when I first had a 2600 when I was a kid. Now, I did say it's a bit of a... I think there's a slight split on the case. It's a bit of a rattly old copy, but I think with a bit of love and attention, that'll hopefully work perfectly fine. I was playing this a few weeks ago on the PlayStation 2 Atari Anthology, and I thought, I've really got to try and play this back on the 2600, so I'm absolutely chuffed to have that. Crystal Castles, what a great game. Classic from years gone by. Look it up, it's brilliant. It's a sort of game from youth. Now, John's a big Bubble Bobble fan. So he's given me this as well, which I have not actually sort of investigated further. It says Super Bubble Bobble. There, Super Bubble Bobble. But obviously it's not an official cartridge by the looks of it. I like to think I know slightly what the difference between the two is. I'm not sure what's on there because I haven't put it in yet, but I sort of looked at that and I thought, yeah, that's one of these sort of... I don't know. It might just be Bubble Bobble on Mega Drive, which is brilliant. Because it's got a hole in the cartridge there as well. But I've got enough Mega Drives here to knock round and go through and just see how play around with those and see what it is. But that's great. I mean, even just having that there, because it's a great game. If you've never played it, and that was the thing as well. We had a four-way conversation about what was the best version of Bubble Bobble, the Master System or the NES version. I think it was Colin decided that the Commodore 64 version was far better. Maybe when gamers get together and have little debates about that. This one again is one I've already got, but I just great to see it in the box. It's one of the most common games of the system. It's Choo Choo Rocket on the Dreamcast. We don't see many Dreamcast games on here either. Do I open it up and just see if it all falls apart? No. Nice copy of the disc. I say I've got this, so again I'll just see if it's any good or not. I mean, it's a fairly common cripes. It's one of the most common games on the system. But it's got the manual as well, which is nice. Apart from the crack on the front, it's a little bit of a shame, but it's not a bad condition of it. So again, just check it against mine, see if it's any better. If not, then I will probably pass this on for donation. A little pile building up, but again, it's all the common stuff that I don't keep hold of the expensive stuff, as you know by now. That's about to fall off the table. Thank you. And in this one, one of his pickup videos quite recently, he bought it, and I think he said he realised he got it. And I remember from years and years ago, I thought, oh yeah, I remember seeing that game come out, but I never actually picked it up. He said, oh, I'll stick it in your box for you. And I only found out last night that the N64 version of this is bloody expensive. It's about, I think, anywhere between sort of £60 for a loose cartridge and £90 for a mint condition one. So this is a game called Rat Attack on the PlayStation 1. I remember seeing it. I can't remember why I was so enthused to see it years and years and years ago. Bit of silica gel in there as well. That's good. So there's the manual and the disc. Very nice. So again, nice to be given this one. I haven't seen it for years. I think I saw it again yesterday for some reason. Quick look at the back of the box for you. So yeah, again, I can't even remember why I wanted it so much, but I remember saying, oh yeah. But yeah, it's sort of 3D rat catching action. I actually thought it was a completely different game when I first saw it. I thought, oh, it's. I took get it confused with Ape Escape. It looked something like that, but in the fact it's got monkeys in it and that's got cats in it. Do I look like David Attenborough? So that was it, and there was a lovely note on the front of the box as well, which says, please consider this a gift for an unboxing video on your channel. You probably already own the contents of this box, blah blah blah. We're adding some more 360 games once I've stopped being a fat lazy arse and can be bothered to sort out them out. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing more content. TNB rules. What a good man he is. So John, thank you very much indeed for the box, and thank you very much indeed for the games. Just absolutely fantastic to get stuff like that from people, and I hope we get a chance to do it again very soon, because we think we've worked out there's probably 2 or 3 shops locally, independent game stores that we can use going to, as well as vintage gamers. So this might be the start of a beautiful friendship. or as Mrs. Bear, I'm sure, will likely recall it as the opportunity to go and buy more tat with somebody. And believe me, if you see some of the games that John didn't pick up that I was passing to him, he's got a bit of a penchant for crap PlayStation 1 games as well. There's many Mary Kate and Ashley and Barbie games he left on the shelf yesterday, which I was trying to get him to buy because he seemed quite interested in them as well. More to come, I'm sure, on that anyway. But yeah, thanks again, John. It was a great couple of hours, and hopefully more enlightened times we'll get to spend a bit more time doing something like that. But yeah, that was brilliant fun today. Okay, so before I get to what I bought, and let's do some pickups. Now, we've done some pickups now. Those are the gifts, those are the pickups. Let's do some shout-outs. Multitasking. And not doing very well either at it. Once again, thanks very much to everybody who's sort of come along and put a comment on. Quite a few new people popped in, which is always nice to see. So thank you if you've sort of discovered the channel and can see what it's all about. Always nice to have new people commenting on the videos. Thanks to everybody who stuck with me all the way through as well. Not always been easy because the content hasn't always been there. But I should also apologise for the last barely played video as well, just on the point of that, which was brilliantly pointed out to me in a matter of seconds by Retro Mickey 82, Retro Red Steve, and David played retro games badly, all pointing out there's no commentary on it. Yeah, that was because the prize twat in front of you forgot to upload the right video and deleted the wrong video. And when I realised what it was far too late to do anything about it. So, yeah, that one, Donkey Kong Country, will have to stay without commentary, I'm afraid. Not that the commentary was particularly good, as I've told everybody since then. It was not one of my better commentaries. However, I have checked that the next one that's going up, which probably may have already gone up by now, will have commentary on it. So, I think I did mention a few people I'd lost a video. I found it again now, which is the next one that'll be going up, number 6. So, but yeah, great. Thanks to everybody who's been watching those. That's really good. I'm hoping to do another video sort of series very, very similar, which will try and sort of bring in more of this collection. I want Barely Play to be a little bit more of a showcase, and this other series, which I'm going to use a number generator for. That sounds rather interesting, doesn't it? You'll have to see what that is, because I've been threatened to do it for about a year. I did it 18 months ago, and when the video went up, it was a complete disaster. So for though I think maybe 3 people commented on it, I think 2 of those people are no longer on YouTube. So if you did see that video, it's going to be very much a similar sort of thing doing there. It's going to be a bit different to Barely Played. It'll be more games in the same length of time, but rattled out really, really quickly. If that makes any sense. So, shout-outs. I'm not going to go into too much detail, because I think it's always best for people to go and watch a video and then see if they like it, and then they'll go and watch some other ones, and they'll say, yeah, I should quite like that, and subscribe. I don't tell you what it's all about, because then I want you to make your own decision up. It's always the best way to do it. I've watched these channels, and I like the style of them. They suit me down to the ground. A couple of these people I know subscribe to me, which is great. I just wanted to give them the shout back to them and let them know what's going on. And a couple of them I think have already been shouted out before, or mentioned before on various WhatsApp groups, but I'm just going to start and go through. So, the first one is Budget Nostalgia. Very sort of games and things like that. I'm not sure if I shouted from that before. I can't remember. I'm desperately trying to think if I have not done or not. I don't think I have. I think somebody else has. So Budget Nostalgia. Then there's Clay Graphics, who I think I picked up from somewhere else, and has now has come to the last few of my videos, which is great. Again, does pickups as well. So again, I'm interested in that sort of thing. Mike's Shed, which I think got recommended to me by somebody else, and he's absolutely fantastic. I watched his unboxing video on a Mega Drive 2, which wasn't a Mega Drive 2. That was great fun. And I like the guy. I like his great sense of humour. And he's in a shed as well. He's Mike, and he's in a shed. He does exactly what it says. So go and look at that one. RetroKit Gaming, which is another one I've come across recently, recommended to me. And one I only found this morning, and if you like your 8-bit stuff, this is going to be right up your street. 8-bit Rach. Okay, as you know, I think Rach short for Rachel. That's been putting videos up for about 4 or 5 months now. Criminally small number of watches per video, and also all these channels have got small subscription numbers. So go along and check them all out. Budget Nostalgia, Clay Graphics, Mike Shed, RetroKit Gaming, and 8-bit Rach. All the descriptions, links will be in the description below. I never get that bit right. You'll know that by now. Yeah, so that's my recommendations for this pickups video. There weren't any last one because I've been a bit lazy. There are this week, so I made a bit of an effort. And tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because they will have no idea what you're talking about. I always used to have that on the end as well. Right. Shut up and get to the pickups. Yes. Right, so, Vintage Gamer. Yeah, as I said, it was very difficult to go in there and not know what to do. I would have gone there with the intention of getting some Wii games, but they'd got most of the games. Well, I mean, let's face it, I've got most of the games for the bloody Wii. Well, half of them anyway, over half of them. And all the games they got in there, even the ones they'd sort of kept out of the way, like the Mario Brothers. Where's my joint head out of the way? There, Mario Brothers, that sort of stuff. I got all those. There was nothing in there that was. They actually had a Japanese copy of Tatsunoko vs Capcom, but I've already got that, so that wasn't really of interest to me. Everything else they got Wii-wise, I got, apart from one game. So that really sort of sunk me, and I wasn't really quite sure what to do after that. I thought, what do I go for now? And I remember what I sort of said at the start of the year. I mentioned this again on the podcast previously, what I wanted to start collecting. And I didn't really want to, if I started going to the PlayStation 2, if I started doing the Xbox, if I started doing the 360, the PlayStation 3, got at the PlayStation, even the PlayStation 1, massive amounts of stuff. I'd still be there going through it all now. Some of the NES, SNES, N64 stuff was a bit too pricey for me. Some of it was quite generic as well. A lot of sports titles, racing games, things like that. Which I didn't thought, well, I could probably get those, but not just to come here and just buy sports games. I can walk into CEX and do that. So maybe another day I might pick a couple of those up, because there are some sports games I would like. I've got cart-only copies of. So if I can get upgraded to a decent box level and only pay a few quid for it, should be all right. So there's a lot of stuff I just couldn't get into because of simply the time restraints. Same with the Commodore 64. If I'd spent more time with it, because I also had some loose Amiga discs and also some Amiga stuff as well, I'd probably like to have gone through that, but I hate to think what the prices would have been on it, because Amiga stuff at the moment, I mean, there's a guy in there saying that they got they were sending a guy was sending there an Amiga 1200 with an external drive which was yellowed beyond belief, which he put up on eBay. I think he only paid 50 quid for it, and because he got into a bidding war, it sort of went to between 2 and 250 quid. And they themselves had a Dragon 64 computer in there, which I think they bought it at a fair price, but I think they sold it for about £400. Some of the prices at the moment are actually ridiculous. So the Amiga stuff I thought was going to be really expensive. I am not going to get into sort of sorting that out. So I thought I'd limit myself to a couple of things which I'm comfortable with. So let's do that stuff first, and then we'll tackle that afterwards, shall we? So I've got a PlayStation 1 game. Again, nothing I think particularly special here. This is Le Mans 24 Hours. I've got this on the PlayStation 2, I think. But I do like my Le Mans racing, so and I do like my racing games. Nice looking disc there, actually. See that, the 24 hours and the older markings around the outside make it look like a speedometer. But I like this sort of game, so for me this was like, well, yeah, I can be happy with that one and pick it up. I mean, there were so many games in there. I mean, honestly, I could have had my pick of so many crap titles, but I didn't. I wanted something I wanted to play for a change rather than just stick on the shelf, because space is a premium. When we're getting towards the winter again now, not far off, only 2-3 months to go, so I should be nice and insulated again. Next one I picked up, this is the Wii game, the one Wii game I did manage to find, and I didn't pay the £10 it's saying on here for it. I hope I didn't anyway. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Musicals Sing and Dance, because I haven't been buying enough singing and dancing in musical games lately. Oh, they're all your favourites are on here. Do you want me to read the box out? So I usually tend to do this sort of thing, don't I? Love Changes Everything, Memory, Don't Cry for Me Argentina, Oh What a Circus, Any Dream Will Do, Close Every Door, Starlight Express, Sunset Boulevard, All I Ask of You, Phantom of the Opera, The Music of the Night, Whistle Down the Wind, loads of things I've never heard of before. But that was a game that sort of shot up in value over lockdown, has dropped right back down. I thought it was worth a bit more than it actually was at the moment. But no, having checked the CEX website last night, it's sort of fallen through the floor. And it's got a label which I think is going to be welded on. Sort of. There we go. So, yeah, so Cats, Jesus Christ Superstar, Evita, Phantom of the Opera, Love Never Dies, all that aspects of love, Starlight Express, Whistle Down the Wind, all those stuff that nobody knows anything about. Yeah. So there we go. I've been after that for ages. Then this is a game that I have been wanting to get for a very, very long time. So please find it in such good condition. Although John did quite rightly point out this is he said that's the worst wrestling game ever. I said no, it's not. And I told him a story. I've told the story before about me and this game. And it's Wrestle War on the Mega Drive. And I've got to say that this is absolutely, apart from that slight nick there, that's the back of it. Cutting a long story short, I played this in the arcade when it came out years and years ago, and I used to spend quite a few Saturdays playing this game from start to finish, not quite completing it. And then when I bought a Mega Drive off a friend second-hand years ago, when I first got a Mega Drive, there was a copy of this in there as well. So I played it again on the Mega Drive. And I've always wanted the copy ever since. I think that guy's... It's a very Superstar Billy Graham pose, that. But with more hair. But yeah, it's great. And I was absolutely thrilled to see on the inside, first of all, you've got manual and the cartridge, all in really clean conditions. A little bit of a dog ear on the corner there, but I mean, that's about as good as you get. I think that's quite pristine condition, that one. And also in there as well, which I'm holding in my other hand, was... I think I've shown this off before, the previous one. It's the old Sonic poster. Oh, there we go. Sonic the Hedgehog poster. And then on the other side of it is a load of Mega Drive games. the ultimate 16-bit games console, and there's things like Spider-Man and Fantasia and Bonanza Brothers and Dynamite Duke and Ghostbusters and Rambo 3 and Hellfire and Forgotten Worlds and all sorts of stuff on the back of that. And that for me was just, I thought, well, this is brilliant. So that's in there. The manual's in good condition. Yeah, manual's in very good condition. The cartridge is round the right way. Very important, that. Very important. And it's all clean. It's all in great condition. I think that's about £6 in CEX Mint, I think it is. So, but then again, for part of the deal I got it for, I'm just happy to get that back in my collection. That's a game I had a long time ago. It's just a special game to me. If you want to, games I've got like emotional attachment or have memories of, that's one that sticks with me. Maybe not most people's choice in 1,000 or 100,000 games, but for me that's quite important. And then I get to the bulk of the stuff I bought, and this was for one system. A system I said at the start of the year I wanted to collect more for before COVID. And I started doing that, and then COVID hit. So I picked up Master System games, which I was really happy to do so. And because of my variable, decent knowledge on what's fairly cheap Master System games, I thought if I buy these, then I know what ballpark I'm going to be in roughly on that. Because I thought, well, I'll just pay me a couple of quid for the Wii game. I thought, well, the Wii game a bit more, a couple of quid for the Wii game, a couple of quid for the PlayStation 1 game, at least a fiver for Wrestle War because of the condition it was in. Because what they tend to do is look at what CEX are selling it for and what they're trading it in for and try and give you a balanced price on that. So Master System games. Now I went through all these with a fine-tooth comb, made sure they got the hangers in and they got the manuals. A lot of the games that I wanted to get to that immediately spring to mind, Enduro Racer and Afterburner, every single copy had got the hanger missing. And every single copy had got the manual missing, or the manual in really bad condition. So I couldn't even sort of pull one together, a good copy out of those. So the games I wanted to get on the Master System, Enduro Racer and Afterburner, I couldn't get them. There were loads of other games in there as well. Some really nice looking quality ones. There were some expensive ones. Also, ages ago I picked up the Xenon 2 version on the Master System, Xenon 2 Mega Blast. And I didn't realise there's two spine differences, because I've got one. I can't get it there and get it down. But we noticed, we sort of stood there. One had got one of the old style Master System, just basic with the graphic of the game on it, and that was it. And the other one had got like a Virgin Games thing at the top and then something else underneath it. And there were two different ones. So I'm not sure how that works out. Didn't know there were two cover variants for that one. Perhaps someone knows a bit more about these things than myself. I don't think it's particularly rare. But it's just different to notice. People do like to understand those sort of things. Anyway, so first game I got, get the games. Yep, not going to forget that. So I picked up a copy of Clacks. Now, I like my puzzle games. So if you know Clacks, this was sort of, you had Tetris, you had columns, then you had everything else. And this was some Tengen, or Tengen, depending on what you like to do. Again, hangers in place, manuals in good condition, and there's obviously a white label cartridge. And this is just your classic sort of puzzle. You get a very sort of strange, the end of a conveyor belt, more or less. And these little different coloured tiles sort of roll towards you, and then you've got to sort of drop them off the end. And you've got like a row of 5, and you sort of flip them to the same colours and try and complete them. So it requires you to think a bit, and of course the tiles come down quicker and quicker as time goes on. It's really good fun. I played it on the Commodore 64 recently. It still holds up today. Very pleased to get that one. So that's Clacks. This one, yeah, I mean, how can you ignore something which is a classic character like Pac-Man, and this is Pac-Mania. Now, for those who don't know Pac-Mania, this was the sort of late 1980s improvement, making Pac-Man sort of the 3D game, sort of. Average condition manual, but cartridge is in good condition. And they will have to clean your carts as well, by the way, when you're in there. If you ever fancy going there, they will have to clean everything up for you as well, so properly good service. And then you can just see on the back there, so Pac-Man's sort of moving into a 3D maze isometric type thing, and he can sort of jump and bounce and do different things. Played it again ages ago, and I thought, well, yeah, bit of classic gameplay on that one. So a bit of Pac-Man, Pac-Mania. Because I couldn't get Afterburner, I thought, well, what's the next best thing I can pick up? Maybe most people disagree with that, but I would say G-Loc. Air Battle, which I think was the sequel to Afterburner, because you got Afterburner, then on the Mega Drive you had Afterburner 2, and then you had G-Loc, which came with the arcade, which had this sort of like ridiculously high-speed hydraulic arcade machine, which made people ill. I think Chinny Vision's done a review of this on about 5 or 6 different systems, as he does on his channel. So again, it's got the manual and the cart in there. That's what I'm looking for. And there's the back of it. I mean, this sort of thing, I think he was fairly appreciative of this version. But yeah, it's not going to replicate the arcade machine very well, given the fact that it's a 3D fighting game, which means you play at high speed. But I never played it, but I couldn't get Afterburner, so I thought, well, I'll get that just in case. Game a few people picked up this year, I think, which I've seen on a few people's channel. This is Action Fighter. It's out that old sort of, again, if you're new to Master System collecting, this is what a lot of the covers look like. They weren't all like the other ones which I'm showing off today. What have we got here? Action Fighter. There we go. So we got manual and cartridge. And there's the back of it. So I think it's like a Spy Hunter type clone. Just give you the switch to the back of the box. Take the motorcycle from hang-on, equip it with high-tech weaponry, and give it the ability to transform itself into an aircraft or car, and you've got Action Fighter. Yeah. So it's like Spy Hunter on bike, I think. That's great. So that one there, and then the final one I managed to pick up, and I sort of went a bit up market on this one. I say a bit up market because I thought, well, this is going to be a little bit more expensive probably. And this is The Lion King. Because I was tossed between this and Jurassic Park. I wasn't quite sure which. I didn't want to get both. I thought I don't want to buy both. Well, I wanted to buy both, but I couldn't. I'll save one for another time. So I went with this one. And it's got manual and cartridge inside. And it's still got remnants of the Sega label on that. I think two of these have got the Sega label on it. There you can see. Again, I played this years and years ago on the Mega Drive. And I think I played this off emulation. So, but of course the Lion King's very much sort of in as a HD remake along with Aladdin at the moment. So I got those. So there's a Mega Drive and 5 Master System titles plus the old Andrew Lloyd Webber singing bit and a bit of 24-hour Le Mans racing. They said to me at the time 35, and we agreed on 30. Which I think if you sort of say the Master System Mega Drive stuff, £5 each, £4 or £5 each. It's about right. I think 35 probably was a bit too much. Got a feeling that the Lion King might have pushed it up a bit, but I don't think it's anything particularly sensational. I know for a fact that sort of G-Loc and Action Fighter at the lower end of the market. Pac-Mania and Clax are probably a little bit more. That Wrestle War wasn't no expensive game either, so I think 30 quid for that. That's fair enough. I mean, I've been out and bought back Master System games before now and paid probably a little bit less for that and the stuff I got from CX earlier on the year. So yeah, I don't know. People might think I overpaid for it a little bit. I don't know. I don't like to overpay for it, but I think I'm happy with that. I think if he wanted any more, I think if he wanted 35 as a bottom line, I probably would have put one of them back. I'm a cheap arse. But like I said, if you're gaming on a budget, you don't want to sort of overspend. And believe me, it would have been easy to blow a fortune in there. I know for a fact John's told me how much money he's dropped in there sometimes, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's like my yearly spend on sort of games. But yeah, it was a good day out. Really enjoyed it. So once again, thanks very much to John for the gifts. Thanks very much to Vintage Game of their time yesterday as well. And I hope I will be popping in there a bit more often. I think the guys who served it yesterday was Sean, so thank you very much, Sean, if you are watching. I know you gave my channel name, so you may have a look anyway. And also, don't forget to have a check on those channels, which are, once again, Budget Nostalgia, Clay Graphics, Mike's Shed, Retrobait Gaming, and 8-Bit Rage. Again, links in the description below, along the link to Vintage Gamers' Facebook page, and RetroKit as well. This is the Retro Bear saying, I've had enough, it's a bit warm again in here today. Thank you very much indeed for watching. It's always appreciated. Once again, if you have enjoyed what you've seen, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tick the bell for more notifications when videos go up. Don't forget TMB Gaming Podcast Sunday nights at 7. Still continuing when we can get people available. Always not a people in the live chat, which runs from 7 o'clock until the podcast finishes, which could be any time between 7 o'clock and 9. But it's nice to see people in there on the live chat. Don't forget that's in there. I'll see you again very, very soon. All the best to you. Thank you very much indeed. Do take care. Bye for now.